Hello and welcome back to the series where I rank all of Ashe's battles. Today I'm going to be ranking his Kalos gym battles, one that I've been very looking forward to. Make sure to check out all the previous videos in this series that can be found in the description and in the playlist. And make sure to hit the like button if you want to see me rank Ashe's Grand Trial battles from Alola. Coming in last place is Ashe vs Viola. Ashe's first Kalos gym battle and it ended in defeat. It wasn't the most exciting battle out there, but it still had some decent moments. Viola really used the battlefield to her advantage by covering it in ice and having Surskit skate around with its speed, while Pikachu really struggled with that. I felt Pikachu got taken out a little too easily in this battle. Fletchling came in and did well against Surskit, but once again Viola used the battlefield to her advantage to trap Fletchling in a sticky web and finish it off with Solar Beam. The battle was decent, it was definitely an improvement on Black and White's first few gyms. Coming in number 9 is Ashe vs Valerie. Some may be surprised that this battle is so low. I still enjoyed it a lot, but I feel like there is battles on this list that were done a lot better. The high point of the battle was definitely Valerie's use of Trick Room. I always enjoy seeing it in the anime, especially against Conway and this battle as well. Ashe came up with a plan both times she used Trick Room. He kept using Flame Charge with Fletchlinder, so when the Trick Room finally wore off, he would be a quicker Pokemon. And then the second time he used Howlucha's Bug move to destroy the Trick Room. Other than this, I was a bit underwhelmed by the battle. I really felt like as a 6th gym leader, Valerie should have had a 3rd Pokemon. Sylveon was her ace, but it seemed to get taken down quite easily. And then Ashe was just left up against a Spritzy. I felt like it should have probably been the other way round. But despite this, the battle was still very enjoyable, like all of the battles on this list. Coming in at number 8 is Ashe vs Viola, the rematch. Ashe's rematch with Viola was a lot better than the first battle, with Ashe actually using his head and coming up with a way to counter every single one of Viola's strategies that he learnt from their previous battle. Pikachu used its tail to dig into the ice that Surskit had laid on the field again, and from there it was just an easy Thunderbolt away from taking it down, which meant no more sticky webs too. But Viola had another plan to get a finishing blow Solar Beam, this time by using Sleep Powder to put Ashe's Pokemon to sleep. It worked on Fletchling, but not Pikachu. Pikachu snapped itself out of it by hitting itself with an Electro Ball, and then finished off Vivian. This battle was awesome, it really felt like Ashe had learnt a lot. He analysed Viola's whole strategy and came up with the perfect counter. If you compare this to Rourke in Sinnoh, where Ashe came up with a spinning strategy, I feel like this was done so much better here. It wasn't a case of being overpowered by Viola's Pokemon in battle, it was just a case of coming up with a way to stop her different strategies. And of course, something you're going to hear a lot in this video, the animation in this battle was excellent. Next up is Ashe vs Ramos. This was a really solid grass gym battle. Ashe went into it with both Fletchlinder and Howlucha, both having type advantages. Fletchlinder put in some nice work by taking down Jumpluff pretty easily, but once Ramos sent out his Weeping Bell, Ashe really struggled. Ramos set up the sun and made the best use of his abilities, and slowed both Fletchlinder and Howlucha down by using Poison Powder. I was slightly disappointed with how Howlucha got defeated. Ashe brought in Frogadier as his final Pokemon, and despite having a massive type disadvantage, it performed excellently. Ashe had a strategy to counter the poison gas by using Frogadier's Frubbles as a mask, which worked nicely. And from there on out, Ashe managed to use Frogadier's speed and double team to get the upper hand. Luckily for Ashe, despite its type disadvantage, it knows Aerial Ace, which was super effective against both Weeping Bell and Go-Go. So Ashe managed to snag the victory with Frogadier with one final blow. This battle was pretty solid, but there's no real standout moments for me. It just shows how strong Ashe is becoming at this point in Kalos. Coming in number 6 is Ashe vs Grant. The battle was actually really fun to watch. Grant told Ashe that he could use every Pokemon he had against his 2 Pokemon, similar to Roxy in Unova, but this time it was a lot more evened out. Ashe saw Grant's battling abilities at the Battle Chateau, so he already had a plan that he come up with. His strategy was to climb Grant's moves. Firstly, he had Froakie climb Onyx's Rock Tomb, and then finish it off with a Water Pulse. I really like this strategy. Tyrant came out in and took out both Froakie and Fletchling, and Ashe sent in Pikachu to finish the job, once again using his climbing strategy to get above Draco Meteor and hit Tyrant with multiple Iron Tables, and then finish it off with a Thunderbolt. This battle was really cool. We've seen a lot of rock type gym battles in the past, and this is up there with one of the best. Coming in the halfway point is Ashe vs Wulfric, number 5. You may be surprised that this battle is so high since Ashe actually lost this battle. This battle is probably the highest of any ranked gym battles I've done that Ashe has lost, but for good reason. I enjoyed pretty much everything about this battle. The ice battlefield and the animation were both amazing. Wulfric made great use of the move Hail all through the match, which added up on damaging Ash's Pokemon. The battle actually started really well for Ashe, with Hawlucha taking down Abama before it could even Mega Evolve. But after this, Wulfric sent out the giant ice wall, which was Avalugg. Ashe couldn't come up with a strategy to defeat it. He went in with the sheer power of Talonflame and Greninja, but both of them weren't able to stop it, even with Greninja in its ash-greninja form. Avalugg finished it off with an Ice Fang and Gyro Ball combo, and Ashe was defeated. You could really feel Ashe put a lot of pressure on himself to win this battle after his recent defeats. He was going through a bad patch in the story, and that's what made this battle even better. I really enjoyed this whole mini arc with Ashe losing his confidence.
I should have been able to draw out your true power. If only I was stronger.
Coming in at number 4 is Ashe vs Olympia. This was one of the coolest battles I've ever seen. It was a double battle between Olympia's 2 Meowstic and Ashe's Talonflame and Frogadier. I felt like this was a massive upgrade on the Tate and Liza battle from Hoenn. Everything about this battle was better and how they did that one. The battlefield was awesome. The battle was so fluid and nicely animated, you could really see how close the bond was between Olympia and her Pokemon. She was throwing so many quick combinations at Ashe, and the most deadly one was her Helping Hand and Future Sight. Ashe had Pikachu time how long it takes for the Future Sight to come with his Iron Tail. I'm not sure if this counts as cheating, but I guess I'll let it slide. In the end, Frogadier and Talonflame teamed up with Frogadier on top of him, similar to how Swellow and Pikachu were in that other battle, and both of them taking down the Meowstic with a Flame Charge and a Water Pulse. This battle was truly one of the greatest double battles we've seen, if not the best, and deserves to be this high on the list. Taking the third spot is Ashe vs Korrina. The battle is famously known as one of the best Kalos gym battles, and it deserves it. Although it does start really slow, I thought, Ashe went into it still holding hope of using his new dancing strategy that he got from Tierno, which I really didn't like. He was just copying someone else's strategy and not using his own, but thankfully he snapped out of it quickly and went back to his old ways, with both Hawlucha and Fletchlinder putting in some nice performances against Mindfu and Machoke, taking them out with ease. A lot of the early battles were a bit underwhelming for me, but the main event was of course Mega Lucario versus Pikachu, the two going head to head with a really great animated battle. It really was just a battle of strength, and Ashe also used a similar move with Pikachu's Iron Tail that he did with Grant, which was cool. The battle ended up with a head to head Aura Sphere versus Electro Ball, and Pikachu came out on top and finished Lucario off with a Thunderbolt. This ending was really awesome, and I cannot wait to see Ashe battle her again. In second place is the Ashe vs Wulfric Rematch. The rematch with Wulfric was incredible. Ashe spent an episode training in the woods and managed to even fully control his battle bond with Greninja. He seemed to return to his old self and have his old determination and confidence. Pikachu took out Bergamite really easily as expected, and then in came Avalugg, which really messed up Ashe's last team in the last battle, but this time Ashe was more direct with his attacks. He wasn't holding back, he has more confidence and he's not questioning himself, and he came through with Talonflame taking down Avalugg. The finale was of course Greninja versus Abama, and Wulfric saw how much Ashe and Greninja had grown, and they managed to really master the form ash-greninja, so Wulfric came back and Mega Evolved his Abama. It really was an epic conclusion to his final gym battle. The moves came thick and fast, and with Greninja's speed and power it managed to finish off Abama with a flurry of air relays attacks. I'm surprised that this battle made it this high, but really it couldn't go any lower. This was a really awesome ending to the great gym battles in this region, and finally Ashe mastered ash-greninja right in time for the league. I was tempted to put this in the number 1 spot, but there was still one more I thought deserved it. Coming in number 1, my favourite Kalos gym battle is Ashe vs Clement. The battle was truly incredible. Two companions who have been travelling together since Ashe got to Kalos, finally battling out in a 5th gym battle. It was a very nicely set up battle with Clement leaving the group so he could go to train. The battle was a 3-on-3 and Ashe using Pikachu against Clement's Bunnelby with basically a repeat from their first battle ever, but this time it was allowed to finish and Pikachu came out on top. Next up, Clement brought out his very pacey Heliolisk and Ashe really struggled to find a way to stop it, but in the end Hawlucha came through with a perfectly timed high jump kick to finish it off. Clement brought in his powerful Luxray and changed the battle completely. He covered the battlefield with electric terrain, but Ashe brought in Goodra for his final Pokemon in an awesome showdown, Ashe used Guja's Rain Dance, and firstly to get rid of the electric terrain, and secondly to activate Guja's ability to get rid of its paralysis. And then the two clash head to head. Guja came out on top with a bide attack. The battle is truly one of the greatest battles in the anime, and although there are no mega evolutions like Korrina, I just enjoyed this battle so much more, between two friends who didn't want the battle to end.
Really feeling conflicted. I want to give Ashe a badge, but then again I don't. I don't know how I feel, except I want this battle to go on and on. Show me the real Ashe, all the way to the final move.
You can count on it.
Thank you so much for watching. Please let me know what you make of my list, and of course where would you rank all of these battles. It was very fun to make, and I don't believe there is one single bad battle in this bunch. Remember to like the video if you want to see me rank Ashe's Alolan Grand Trials. Like and subscribe if you did enjoy, and see you next time.